Hey guys, Jordan here from Tech Today, and if you happen to do a lot of productivity-based tasks on your PC and feel like you're in need of an upgrade, this month's $1,800 build just might be what you've been looking for. So, let's get to it. So starting out with the processor, that'll really be the heart of this powerful machine, I've gone with the Intel Core i7-6850K. And this chip is certainly packing a punch with its 3.6 GHz clock speed, but more importantly is the fact that it's got 6 physical cores and 12 threads thanks to hyperthreading, which means that you'll be able to do lots of multitasking between intensive programs like Adobe After Effects or even 3D design programs like AutoCAD. But moving on, also under the hood is 15 MB of level 3 cache and full support for overclocking. So if you'd like to squeeze some extra performance out, let's say 4.5 GHz, you could definitely do that, especially since we've got a high quality aftermarket cooler, which will definitely help out with that. And now the CPU does come in at about $580, but for that price, you're getting an incredibly powerful chip that'll be able to accomplish any task you plan on throwing at it. So speaking of the cooler, I've gone with the popular Corsair H100i V2 because of its excellent cooling abilities. And there isn't much in regards to the specs of this liquid cooler, but you will be seeing a 240mm radiator, and also inside is Corsair's Link, so you can monitor temperatures, adjust cooling performance, and customize LED lighting directly from your desktop. So for about $100, this liquid cooler will easily be able to keep your i7-6850K at a reasonable temperature. So in terms of the motherboard for this build, I picked out the feature-packed Asus X99A version 2. And this board has the LGA 2011-3 socket for our CPU, along with the X99 chipset from Intel, which will allow for full overclocking support of our i7-6850K. Also on this Asus motherboard are 8 slots for RAM and support for RAID, so if you plan on adding any additional drives in the future, you'll have the ability to run them in RAID for additional redundancy. So to add to it all is 8 SATA 60-bit/second ports, 1 SATA Express port, and an awesome black and white color scheme. So for about $200, this motherboard will be a great fit, especially considering that Asus makes some of the greatest motherboards in the industry, along with practically the best BIOS. So you know that you're getting a quality product that will last for a while. Now for the RAM, that'll make your heavy multitasking just a bit easier, I've opted for 32GB of G-Skill Ripjaws. And this DDR4 memory is featuring a speed of 2400 MHz and a cache latency of 15, which is definitely fast enough for most applications. It also comes in 4 modules of 8GB each, so you'll be able to run them in quad channel for even more performance. And you could always swap this kit out for a set of 2 modules so you can expand to 64GB or even 128GB down the road if you'd like. Now for about $170, this RAM will be a good option, especially considering all the great performance it'll be providing. So for storage, I've decided to get rid of all hard drives. So that means that there's no more 1TB Western Digital Caviar Blue unfortunately, but instead is a much faster 1TB Intel 600P SSD. And this drive is in the M.2 format, which means that there are no cables connecting it to the motherboard, so the latency of that is cut out completely, which is one contributing factor to the reason why M.2 drives are just so much faster than conventional SSDs, and obviously hard drives for that matter. And because of this, you'll be seeing read speeds of up to 1800 megabits/second, which is over 3 times faster than your typical SSD. And for write speeds, those remain very similar in the realm of about up to 560 megabytes/second. But you'll mostly be noticing the read speeds since that's what you're going to be doing most often anyway. So for about $350, this SSD will be an excellent choice, especially considering the fact that it's an NVMe class M.2 drive. Now for the GPU, which will be aiding in graphic-intensive applications like 3D imaging, I've gone with the EVGA GeForce GTX 1060 SSC Gaming Edition. So in terms of specs, this card is a 1.61 GHz core clock that's paired with a 1.83 GHz boost clock. There are also 6 GB of GDDR5 memory and 1280 CUDA cores. And as far as I/O goes, you'll be seeing 1 DVI, 3 DisplayPorts, and 1 HDMI. So whether you plan on doing a 2, 3, or even 4 monitor setup, you can certainly pull it off. But moving on, this card also is featuring EVGA's ACX 3.0 cooling technology, which means the fans in the card will be quiet and running efficiently. So for about $250, while this graphics card is not the beefiest on the market, it'll certainly have enough horsepower to help out the processor in taxing applications. Now for the case, I've chosen the well-rated NZXT S340. And with this chassis' modern design and compact size, it will be able to fit practically anywhere. It's also got a power supply shroud along with a large full side panel window to show off all your components, so adding LEDs won't be a bad option with this build. So in addition are 2 2.5-inch bays and 3 3.5-inch bays. So for about $70, you really can't go wrong with this one. And lastly, for the power supply, I've gone with the EVGA Supernova 750 G2. And this 750 watt supply is gold certified, so you know that your PC will be running efficiently. It's also fully modular, which means you only have to plug in the cables you need and nothing else, so your case won't be cluttered with cables. So for about $100, this processor will easily be able to get the job done while doing it efficiently at the same time. So that pretty much sums up this month's $1,800 productivity PC build. I hope you enjoyed the video, and feel free to drop me a comment down below on your thoughts and if you would build this one. And as always, I'll have the PC part picker list linked down below, Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.